right past Michigan State and right into Friday's championship. The Bears now await the winner of this one, which will tip next. Now, Louisville barely survived last night. Barely survived a real shock against Old Dominion in a game that went overtime, and the Cardinals hung on in the end, helped by Old Dominion missing a bunch of foul shots. A come-from-behind win for number 10 Louisville. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Welcome back to the beautiful Bahamas. I'm Dave O'Brien, my partner Dan Dockich, our second semifinal. What are the keys to victory, Dan?
Well, for Wichita State, it's going to be pressure, and more pressure. They've got to make sure that Louisville gets no easy baskets. For Louisville, they're going to have to make shots, Obi. I know that sounds simple, but last night they could make nothing. They shot 29% from the field. They weren't able to get really good shots against an Old Dominion team that's good. You're going to see a great, and I do mean great, Wichita State team. The post-Van Fleet, post-Baker era is well and good at Wichita State. This is a terrific team and the hardest playing team that I've seen so far this year.
Greg Marshall on his 10th year up against the Hall of Famer Rick Pitino. Now, they have met before in the 2013 Final Four. And trailing by 12 in the second half, Louisville rallied. Led by Russ Smith with 21 and Luke Hancock with 20. 72-68 the final. Louisville winning over Wichita State to advance to the championship game against Michigan.
Yeah, and you know what? Great. A walk-on named Tim Henderson came in and hit 2 threes in that game. Stephen Van Treese came in off the bench. Might have been right there Rick Pitino's best coaching job.
Time for a look at the starting lineups now. They are brought to you by Atlantis Paradise Island, Bahamas. And if you let them shoot threes, the Shockers can really bury you, can't they?
Well, they had 15 threes the game before coming out here, 9 threes yesterday. You know what that tells me, Obi? That tells me they're going to struggle today from the three-point line. Sounds silly, but water has a tendency to find its level. They've been on fire. Hard to do for 3 straight games.
And for Louisville, Quentin Snyder at 18 in that win late last night. Wichita State winning the opening tip. Our second semifinal today is underway. And then you and I get a chance to go out and get some sun.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go do some stuff. We're going to watch some football. We're going to eat some food. Get some sun.
Shamet driving the baseline. The kick, the first shot of the afternoon on the way, and off target by Zach Brown, one of their better three-point men.
Yeah, Zach Brown loves the shot in the corner, just wasn't able to knock it down, but a pretty good look against a combo Louisville zone man-to-man little matchup.
Louisville winning last night 68-62 over a very tough Old Dominion team in overtime. Second effort kept alive by Jalen Johnson with 12 rebounds last night.
Yeah, and see, that's a really good sign for Louisville. If you're going to out-scrap Wichita State, you're going to be in good shape.
Adele lets fly from way downtown. Adele, the 6'7" sophomore.
No, he's a shooter. He has not necessarily. He was 2 for 13. Let's put it that way. I was going to say necessarily hasn't been making shots. He stunk shooting the ball yesterday. But again, water finds his level. A good shooter keeps shooting. He's going to make.
Some pressure here. Shamet able to get it across. Caught by Brown. On the attack against Matt the Yang, and he makes it and one. He'll be at the line.
You know, we talked about the three-point shooting, and Wichita State has been very good, but I think it's opened this up. I think their three-point shooting and the attention on it has opened up the drive, which I think Wichita State is far more comfortable doing than just shooting jump shots. You see here, this is a heck of a take against a bigger guy using his shoulder, keeping his chin on the rim.
Matt the Yang with a foul. No three-point play. Louisville coming in ranked number 10 in the country. They are 4-0, and Rick Pitino has called them the deepest team he has had in some time.
Obi, when you draw what a basketball team is supposed to look like in terms of length and size, this is it, man. Louisville is a great-looking team.
Snyder back to Matt the Yang. Roll into the hoop, one dribble down, one too many.
I'm telling you, you expose the ball even a little bit, it's like bees to honey. I mean, Wichita State just comes right after it with great hands.
Brown drives with contact, no whistle. Comes free, Matt the Yang comes up with it. Now they have numbers. The spin, Snyder can't finish. And a foul will go the other way. That foul will go on Matt the Yang. So here comes Anas Mahmoud, the 7-foot junior from Egypt.
Mahmoud's improvement has been ridiculous. It was a complete non-factor last year. Now he's averaging 5.5, playing 17 minutes a game, and always seems to give Louisville a lift.
And Matthew Yang, one of the co-captains, he is now on the bench with 2 fast fouls. We'll see what impact that has in the early going here against Wichita State. They are 5-0. And coming off a runaway victory over LSU yesterday, 82-47. Shamek got a good look. Rebound tipped out high. Shamek gets it right back to Frankamp. Nice save.
I'm telling you, you can say they shoot the ball well, and they do. Wichita State, they drive the ball well, and they do. But I'm telling you, what they do most is hustle. That's the #1 thing they do. They beat you to loose balls. They out-scrap you.
Morris with a travel. He disagreed with it.
Well, you know there's 2 things you're going to get in college basketball this year. A lot of traveling calls and a lot of touch fouls. It's the first veiled complaint against the officiating.
I'm not sure it was so veiled, actually. That was a downright swipe. Here's Adele with a 16-footer. He can't hit it.
Now, he looks good doing it. If he can get that shot, he's not going to have a 2 for 13 night.
Morris lofts it up, but too strong. And a foul inside the lane, and that'll go the other way. 16:56 to go in the first half. And the personal will be against Rashard Kelly, #1 on the forward for the Shockers. And Louisville, as is usually the case, playing a very highly challenging schedule before they even get to the ACC schedule. After the battle for Atlantis, they will host top 25 Purdue at the end of December. They face as the 3-game gauntlet up against Kentucky, Virginia, and Indiana. On the reverse, that won't roll in, but another whistle. Foul will go against Shamet of the Shockers.
I've said for years, this guy is the best player development coach in the country. Back in 1987, when he took Providence to the NCAA tournaments, when I kind of first started paying attention to him, and the job he has done with players over the year. Yes, he gets talented players. Yes, he's a dynamite recruiter. He does everything you want as a coach. But I'm telling you, players get better. His system for development is ridiculous. But he did. Remember Nazr Muhammad?
I do.
Nazr Muhammad was like 380 pounds coming out of high school. He took Nazr Muhammad. Next thing you know, Nazr Muhammad may still be playing in the NBA at, I don't know, what is he, 60? Not quite.
Frankamp way downtown and swishes in the triple.
Pitino's going nuts. He's absolutely going nuts because you are not to leave at all, ever, Frankamp. It doesn't matter how deep he is. And Mitchell left him, and I believe Levitch is coming in.
Snyder just went right past Frankamp and raised the 3. Or the 2-pointer there, coming up on the 16-minute mark. It was intended for Willis, but tipped out of play by the Cardinals. And we have a timeout with 15:57 on the clock. Frankamp, well, you leave him a little bit of room.
Hey.
He can do that all day.
And Pitino's going nuts on Mitchell.
We were talking about Rick Pitino a little bit earlier, now in his 16th year at Louisville. And Rick Pitino, through the years, at Hawaii and then an assistant to Jim Boeheim. Then it was on to Boston University as a head coach. Then a stop in the NBA with the Knicks. Providence College, magic happened there. More magic with Kentucky national champs. Back to the Celtics, and another national championship for the Louisville Cardinals.
I had no idea who Rick Pitino was in the summer of 1980. I go to 5-star basketball camp. I'm there with Chris Mullin, Aubrey Sherrard, and Pitino speaks. He's at Boston U. He's like 22 years old or whatever, and he calls out Sherrard and Mullin to play one-on-one and just whips them. In front of the whole camp. And I was committed to go to Indiana, but I just wanted to meet him, so I got in line and just shook his hand because I'd never seen a better speaker. I'd never seen a guy do what he was doing.
Willis went sailing in and draws the foul with 4 on the shot clock. And Louisville on top by 1. Well, he's had a magnificent career. He's now 5 wins shy of 400 victories at Louisville.
You know, and again, we talked earlier in the day the job that Scott Drew did, you know, at Baylor, but the job he did at Kentucky after all the scandal of Eddie Sutton was fantastic as well.
It's time for another edition of
Hoop Scoop.
I just love to hear you say it, even if there's nothing to follow. But Willis, the 9th JUCO All-American to play for Greg Marshall at Wichita State. Had a lot of success with them. Just kicked the rebound there, but he got it back.
Now Willis came on at the end of the game because he started driving just like he did down here. Took a couple bad shots yesterday. Marshall took him out, yelled and screamed at him. Nobody got offended. Came back in, played great.
McDuffie into the fray, and up there an offensive foul, so he's hit with a charge.
You're just not going to come in against either of these teams out of control at the basket, because somebody's always going to be right here. I guess you can make the case that initially his foot was on the arc, but who cares? This is good position. Johnson took the charge. You can see there it wasn't. Initially it was, but good move by Johnson, giving up his body. You're just not going to be able to do that against these two teams.
Patino's called him, Jalen Johnson, the most improved player on the team. Dropped his body fat from 11% to 7.5. The 11 doesn't sound bad to me. Mitchell will sink the 2.
11's about a third of where I'm sitting right now.
you and I both.
I love Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell can flat score. He gets after. Was a terrific baseball player. In fact, he said that he could have pitched in the majors. Now, of course, he's lying. His father's a Major League Baseball scout. All these athletes, like Randy Moss said he could play basketball. Randy Moss couldn't play dead in basketball. All these guys say that, and they're crazy. Just stay with your sport. Do well.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. The babyface assassin here, number 23, Levitch. I think he's really good. He had a big 3 last night. Number 23 came in for Mitchell when Mitchell went out after losing Frankamp. He played on one of the great, most fun AAU teams. Dominique Hawkins, who plays with him at, or played with him in AAU, who's at Kentucky. They had one of those teams that would play all of these all-world teams, and Levitch and the rest would just kill him. I mean kill him. Ball movement, shooting, just fun to watch. I've always been a big fan of this kid. I think his mom might have coached the team as well.
Mahmoud with a second one. Nice touch there with a 7-footer from Cairo, Egypt. And Louisville leads by 3 here in the early going of our second semifinal. Baylor was outstanding in the second half and beating Michigan State to reach the championship. Shamet to his right, a move he loves, but he can't finish.
Yeah, that's a move he makes all of the time. Made a couple of them yesterday.
Mitchell back out for the 7-footer. Nice.
I'm telling you, player development, Rick Pitino, they go together like O'Brien and Dockage. I mean, he could not have made that last year. Wouldn't have even thought of taking it. Probably wasn't strong enough to get it up to the rim.
And that's going to be a traveling violation in the backcourt.
Well, this kid has played hard. Mahmoud, he has played hard, and I said it in the first game, and I'll say it in this game. The basketball gods reward hard play. If you work hard at your game and you just think team first, contribute first, all of a sudden bigger things happen for you, and you saw it right there.
Mahmoud came to campus at the Ville at 177 pounds. Remember, he's 7 feet tall. They got him up to 217. He goes back home to Cairo for a few weeks, and he loses 17 pounds.
Yeah, you got to eat when you're home.
You got to eat when you're home.
You got to eat.
That's what you do when you're home.
Right, especially today.
Especially. Adele lets fly, and a nice touch there for three-point land.
And like I said, Water finds its level. Obi 2 for 13, had some pretty good looks yesterday. Couldn't knock anything down. You give him enough open looks, he's going to make them.
Tell you what, Louisville does not look sleepy, and this goes to your point. The kids want to play. They might have finished at midnight last night in overtime and eking out a win. But they've been sharp here in the early going today.
Hey, there's nothing worse for a player than having to sit there and listen to a coach all day in a place like this. They just want to play and then go to the beach.
Adele drags that right foot, a traveling violation. Let's go back to him moments ago on the 3.
He's too good a shooter. All you got to do is watch his stroke for 2 minutes, and you know he's going to make shots. This isn't great defense. It's not bad. Close out was short with high hands, but you really got to make him put the ball on the floor. You just saw when he does, he has a tendency to make a mistake.
Well, born in Sudan, and came to Australia, then the United States to get noticed by the big colleges. In his dorm room, he has 2 things hanging up, an Australian flag and a Michael Jordan poster. The feed underneath by Reeves, but tapped away. Hauled in by Morris. Can't finish. Rebound comes to Donovan. Mitchell on the run here to King. He takes the baseline, and it rolls in.
Boy, King, who did nothing yesterday, nothing, just comes right in, proving a point to his coach. He needs more PT, only played 8 minutes.
That's going to be a blocking foul in the backcourt. They'll get Spalding for that one. And the Louisville fans in attendance, and there are a lot of them here howling at that foul.
I thought this might have been a travel before. Louisville fans, you're very knowledgeable when they're not drinking beer like that lady back there. But I thought he kind of walked before.
Yeah, he might have.
Yeah, I think he did. And this is what Pitino's teams do, and they've always done. They just speed you up enough that you make mistakes.
Kelly.
Try like this.
Morris tried the backboard but came up empty.
Kobe yesterday, remember, they went to Morris all the time, and he delivered, particularly early in the game. That time a little rushed.
Levitch on the backdoor. Great feed by Mahmoud.
You got to walk on scoring a bucket on a feed from a 170-pound kid that arrived from Egypt. That's player development, Obi.
And that's an 18-6 lead for Louisville. Very smooth here in the first half. In paradise. We'll talk ACC. Big time. Leaping back in the
stuff was leaping. Feathered nicely over the ear.
You had a good barber.
Oh, free too.
Brown back up top for Smith. Thought about it. The entry instead for Morris. They're really looking for him, and that time it pays off.
Yeah, you have to. You just have to with this lineup in, because there's nobody that can play with his physicality. Good move by Greg Marshall out of the timeout.
Mahmoud on the spin, and that's going to be an offensive foul, so a charge against the Cardinals.
There are two great sayings in coaching. One is, what are you doing? And that's a what are you doing right there. Another one is just do what you can do. Don't try to do anything else. Like, Mahmoud shoots that ball, you got no problem. He just made one. But taking the ball in, trying to spin on a defender isn't his thing yet.
Quentin Snyder back on after 18 points last night. His season started with a lot of cold shooting. Mahmoud really converged on that. Got a piece of it. And now Snyder on the run. Hands off to King.
Boy, I love how Louisville's moving the ball. They're just moving it. Side to side. It's already been side to side, back to the side already. It's nice.
A little bit of a handle there by Mahmoud, and now to the corner King. That's going to go the other way on the offensive.
Obi, that's going to happen all game. You come into the lane either from the side or in transition, wherever. You come into the lane sloppy. Greg Marshall's teams are so well schooled on this, as are Rick Pitino's teams. You're just not going to be able to do that. You got to sit down, make your pass, stay low, and away you go.
Snyder with his first. Louisville now with 6 fouls. And a couple of those on charges.
Catching a little grief on Twitter for that Randy Moss comment. I don't care what he was, player of the year in West Virginia. He could not play in the NBA today, tomorrow, the next day. And he was always saying he could. I always laugh at that. The only thing you can do is you can play in the NFL, because the NFL is the easiest sport to learn.
Shot clock is down to 5. Frankamp, he certainly hit a 3, maybe forced to take one, gives it up. Kelly fires. Got it off in time, but did not make the shot. Adele back up top now. Wow. Underneath. Quick strike there as Donovan Mitchell hits those two to make it 20-8.
This is clinic. Adele made a great play there. He could have forced something up, but look, he stops, jump stops, finds the next, and there is a man wide open under the basket because the ball kept moving, and everybody on Louisville decided to find the next guy. And the next guy happened to be under the bucket.
This looks like a very unselfish Cardinal team.
This is a really good Cardinal team. Yes, you're right, Obi. You tell me who the star is, I don't have an answer.
Heavy traffic. There's your lost it. Snyder wants to go on Frankamp. It comes free, tipped out of play. It'll stay on this end. 10:25 remaining in the first half. I'm fascinated to see how it's going to go with Tim Tebow, because he is trying to make that switch from one sport to another, trying to be a ball player.
Look, you can be a basketball player like Eric Swope or Antonio Gates and play football. I'm glad Tebow's doing it. I hear these knucklehead media guys. Nice pressure. That's what Wichita State does. They get out after. I I call them idiot media guys saying, well, it's embarrassing. Hey, look, if you're 20-whatever years old and you got a chance to go back and play professional, anything you're going to do.
Sure.
I mean, some reporter with crumbs on his T-shirt may not do it because he couldn't do it. I mean, some guy waiting in the media buffet. Who cares what these clowns think? I mean, Tebow's doing it, and good for him, and I hope he makes it.
Shannon off for Willis, fires it up, not there. So Louisville trying to add to their lead, 20-8. You'd think it'd be very tough to break away and bury a team like Wichita State. They play such great defense. Trying to go up top there, but Spalding had it off his fingertips.
Louisville has really set back.
McDuffie, yes, nice touch.
Well, I was going to say before he made that shot, they've really kind of set back Wichita State. They're kind of starting their offense about 3 feet out farther than they want to, but McDuffie just said to heck with that and went and scored.
Timeout, Rick Pitino. We'll be back in 30 seconds. McDuffie giving the Shockers some offensive life. 10-point lead for the Cardinals. Louisville on top, 20-10. A battle for Atlantis, all part of Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. Wichita State and Louisville, and the championship game is coming up tomorrow. Baylor is already into the title game. That's at 3:30 on ESPN from the beautiful Bahamas and Atlantis. Yeah, a foul on Landry Shamet will be his second. Some of the Bears doing some scouting, taking in his second semifinal. They were awfully good against Michigan State.
Yeah, Obi, and good in every way. I mean, the guard play was terrific. Ishmael Wainwright, in my opinion, had one basket yesterday and dominated the game. Had 8 points, 8 assists today, dominated the game. And he wasn't the best thing about Baylor. The bigs were. The bigs just dominated Michigan State's bigs. And right now, Tom Izzo and his crew are either eating or they're in a hotel room just being miserable.
What a performance it's been so far in the tournament by the Baylor Bears. Big guy Motley, Jonathan Motley's been sensational.
Man, has he been good. He dominated the matchup with Miles Bridges. He's going to be a lottery pick, but not tonight.
Mahmoud with a touch. Trying to get closer. Zips the pass to Donovan Mitchell. That bangs away.
That's a great way to put it.
It thudded. Scrambled
right.
On the deck. A tie-up on the play. The possession arrow will keep it on this end of the floor. And it'll be Louisville ball, but kind of sloppy.
Both of these teams are going to get to the floor first. There's not going to be, hey, this team is out hustling this team. It's not going to be that. 3 guys going, everybody on the deck. These teams are so well schooled in hustle. These teams are so well schooled in toughness that right now, quite frankly, Louisville has imposed their will offensively by ball movement and people movement on a very game Wichita State team.
Adele so rangy. Mahmoud.
You don't need to help. You don't need help there.
Mitchell drives it. Throws it away. Frankamp could not save it, though. Out of play it goes.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Frankamp. He didn't leave Snyder. He don't have to go double Mahmoud. If Mahmoud's going to make a shot, then good for him. You don't have to leave shooters either ball side, top of the key, or opposite when he has the ball on the block.
Snyder wants the jumper and can't hit.
Oh, I like this kid Reeves, but he plays all over the floor. He's supposed to be just a shooter, but he's more than that.
The foul's going to go the other way. Another one against the Shockers. Reeves. Actually, they'll get Darrell Willis for that one off the ball, and that'll be number 2. And so Shaquille Morris is 6'8", 265-pound junior. Returning, and Willis has to take a seat.
It's a bit chaotic right now for Wichita State. I would like to see them settle that down by isolating Morris in the post. How about that?
Adele underneath. Oh, he got a great opportunity, but he could not hit it.
Man, he just buried. He buried Reeves. I think he thought maybe somebody was coming behind to block the shot, and he rushed it a tad.
McDuffie trying to operate, drawing a lot of attention. Swing, tough catch. Reeves is Frankamp open. Yes, a 3.
Great cut by Reeves. Reeves saw the opening right down the middle and had the presence of mind to see one play ahead and find Camp in the corner.
Snyder's triple. He can't answer. Reeves trying to beat everybody. Adele looking for the block. He harassed him from behind. He did not make the shot. Trying to make a save now and a timeout. He gets the timeout with 7:20 to go in the half.
They gave him the timeout because his foot was on the ground. Even though he was falling out of bounds, he did not jump in the air, and that's the rule that started last year. They'll give you the on-the-ground timeout.
Louisville with no points the last 3:22. We're heading out to see some sights here on the resort of beautiful Atlantis. Louisville on top here in their second semifinal, 20-13. Rivalry week continues on ABC. College football Saturday at noon. Michigan and Ohio State, number 3, number 2, the biggest game of the year to this point, and the 113th meeting. It has been some series. Michigan leads it all time, 58, 48, and 6.
Well, I like Ohio State. I'm biased in two ways. Number one, for Michigan, my son plays basketball in Michigan, but Urban Meyer and I coached together at Bowling Green. We're neighbors, go on vacation, so I'm always going to take Urban. Look, it's not really that great a rival. Ohio State has dominated it since Urban's been there. He's not going to lose to him this time with so much on the line. And Obi, I also like Ohio State to win the national championship. I think the loss that they had woke them up, and they've been very, very good. I also like Michigan State to beat Penn State this weekend, which puts Ohio State in the Big Ten Conference Championship game.
I'm thinking Ohio State national championship against Alabama.
I think
roll
so.
Tide roll.
You like it?
I got a son who went.
Well, yeah, but it's hard to say that's wrong, you know.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Not exactly going out on a limb, then. Slam attempt, but it came right back off the rim as Johnson got up there. Donovan Mitchell with a misfire from 3.
Having a son that goes to Michigan, he likes Bill Walton better as announcer anyway.
Camp pulls up the dribble. Next foul for either side is the bonus, by the way. Reeves wants the jumper. Yes.
Nothing not to like about this kid. Had one scholarship offer, kind of a partial kind of a deal. Greg Marshall went down and saw him one time and said, "We got to have you," and he has become a really, really good player in a short period of time for Wichita State.
Fans really like him. Adele from the corner got the three-pointer.
That circle action with Snyder coming off a double is death, because if Reeves didn't help off Adele, Snyder was going to get a layup. He helped. Adele got a wide open look.
On the drive, Reeves and denied by the 7-footer. Mahmoud put it right back in his face. Quick strike here. Snyder got it. Another triple.
Obi, that's spectacular. I really believe this. I think Rick Pitino started the whole come down, reverse it, and get a guy in the corner for a 3. I think he started at Louisville, and they run it to, they started at Kentucky, and I think they run it to perfection here at Louisville. Get a guy in the corner off transition.
Mahmoud again denying and gets it back. Boy, he's had a couple of great defensive series.
That's 2 in a row.
Snyder way downtown and off target.
Might as well. Why not? You're rolling. You practice it. Louisville's fun to watch. Wow.
Camp, his 3. That's a rare miss from there for him.
Side note, Obi, really well officiated game so far. They're letting these kids get up and down and play. We've had some problems with that earlier this year, but I love what they're allowing these kids to do.
Mitchell with a step back 3. Off target.
Good looking stroke, though.
Came in averaging about 11 points a game and is really an explosive dunker. Boy, these teams want to fire up those 3s, don't they? From every corner, kept alive by Nerger. And Reeves again.
Man, oh man. Kenny Johnson, assistant at Louisville, was just begging somebody to come up on Reeves when the ball screen happened. Mahmoud was too tired.
Dumping it down, and a foul on the play. Morris fouling Mahmoud, and he'll put him at the line for 2.
Mahmoud is having, as you just said, Obi, a great defensive game. Reeves comes at it, and he's going strong, and terrific timing. And now the ball in transition. You see overloaded side. Mitchell to Snyder. I'm telling you, Rick Pitino, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I swear he's the first guy that I saw set this up in transition. and he runs it to perfection here at Louisville.
Mahmoud, number 2 on the center depth chart for Louisville, behind Mathiang, who picked up a couple of fast fouls. He's been sitting.
This is what I like about Patino. See the kid number 30, McMahon. He doesn't really play, but he came in last night for a couple minutes because they were shorthanded in overtime and just gave him some minutes. So what does Patino do? He's going to reward him with maybe it's 22 seconds before we get to the TV timeout. But regardless, he's got 2 walk-ins in there right now, Levitch and McMahon. I love that.
McMahon can really shoot it too.
Yeah, really, and so can Levitch. He's got probably his 2 best shooters on the court right now.
Tiptoeing and a great save way down there in the corner by Eric Hamilton. Here's Kelly. He jumps into the lane, contact and a foul. 4:05 before halftime. Rashard Kelly, 6'7" junior from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Fouled by Adele, his second. And Kelly will be at the line. And so Louisville will go to the bench and bring on V.J. King. And it'll be Adele to take a seat. Wichita State, a balanced team. They have 9 players averaging 7 points or more. In their victory over LSU yesterday, they played 16 different guys. I didn't think you were allowed to play 16.
I swear I thought it was 15 on a travel squad. Apparently it's 18. They were bringing guys from the second row. You see the guys in the back there coming in the game.
And they played well.
Really well.
Very fundamentally sound, up and down.
They didn't miss a beat.
McMahon wants the 3. We talked about his shooting ability. That one rattles away. And scooped up by the Shockers, and here they come. Off to Kelly. Going up against the 7-footer, who denies another basket.
Look at McMahon, excuse me. I'd like to see Levitch get a shot, because I'm telling you, if he clicks his heels, gets them solid together, he's going to make.
Backdoor cut. King on the reverse. He draws the foul. We have a timeout. 3:28 to go in the first half, and Louisville up 28-15 in the Bahamas.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by
Halftime report coming up. Baylor looked impressive earlier today against Michigan State. Highlights of this one. Kara on this Thanksgiving Day is going to give us her top 3 stuffers in college basketball. You don't want to miss it. Jeep halftime report coming up. Till then, back to Dave and Dan, guys.
Obi, did you know that Chris Cotter is like Superman? Like, he's the most built guy on TV. I know we're live.
You and I started this conversation in the regular. And you're talking about Chris Cotter. We keep hearing, yeah, we're live, guys. We're live. Yeah. But we know we're live.
I know we're live. I wanted to let everybody know next time you see Chris Cotter.
Not sure we are. Take a look at this.
Somebody steer this thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted people to know that as you're enjoying a holiday feast, feast your eyes on Chris Cotter. I'm just impressed.
Thanks. Thanks for bringing this show to a screeching halt. Louisville, by the way, had only 24 points at halftime last night in their game against Old Dominion. Already 28 with 3.5 minutes to go in this first half. Trying to add to that.
You know, it's important, these last 3.5 minutes. You're up 13, okay. But you and I have both seen Wichita State can lock you up for long periods of time. So, you know, you've got some walk-ons in here. You got to be a little bit careful if you're Louisville, because this thing could get to 6 in a hurry.
Stockman now on for Rick Pitino. Going heavy to his bench here at the tail end of the half. But they are on top 29-15, and they're pressing.
Yeah, the great thing about Pitino at all is that he's not going to change style of play based on who's in. You better figure it out if you want to get in.
Shamet beating the press. And now the Shockers are looking for a hot hand.
Yeah, key here for this particular unit is not to foul.
Brown dumping it down for Hamilton, and it's exactly what they do. They commit the foul in the lane.
Johnson just got over there too late. When you come to help late, you foul. It's called early help. Get to help early. The ball was below the foul line, extended in the corner, so Johnson should have been on the ball side of the basket. You get there late, you foul.
Number 1 on Jalen Johnson. And Eric Hamilton at the line, a 6'8" sophomore. Greg Marshall will go to his bench and bring on Deshaun Smith as part of the backcourt with Frank Camp, who transferred from Kansas after his freshman year. Hamilton second, too strong. So the Cardinals rank number 10, up by 14 in the first half of this semifinal. The winner to take on the Baylor Bears tomorrow afternoon in the championship of the battle for Atlantis. Nice touch there by V.J. King, the freshman from Cleveland.
Well, he's a kid that averages 10 points a game. So he's a 50% three-point shooter. He's a 50% two-point shooter, but hadn't done much or didn't do much yesterday. Big-time lift today.
Wichita State without a point in the last 4 minutes. Going to be a traveling violation on McMahon, a freshman.
I got to tell you, I hate to see that for McMahon. I like seeing kids that come in as freshmen or kids that are walk-ons when they get a chance. I like to see them, do well. But he did travel there, and Wichita State can make you do that. They just speed you up.
Now, Louisville certainly wants to play at a very fast tempo. They usually do with Rick Pitino. They want to go, go, go. Here's Kelly. Frank Camp to his right. Shot clock down to 6.
Great defense by Stockman.
McDuffie, they're going to call the foul there as Jalen Johnson went up really high and came down really hard.
Yeah, he did. And then McDuffie landed on him. But, man, number 5, Stockman came in and sat down and guarded Frank Camp. Good shot fake. Got Jalen Johnson kind of bailed out. Wichita State right here, a little shot fake. He shows the ball. I'm telling you, that's death, Obi. You show the basketball, guys just react. You can shot fake with your eyes. You can shot fake with your head. You can lift up. But if you show that ball and keep your rear end down, you're going to get guys off their feet all of the time. And watch, it's going to come right down there on top Johnson.
He'll have to step out, picks up his second foul. McDuffie with the miss. So under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And Louisville has built an impressive lead against Wichita State. Stockman. King beyond the three-point line. Mitchell will take it. He finds King for 3. Not there for him. Johnson getting a little bit of work done, landing on that back, maybe the tailbone. But he committed that leaping foul on the line, and Wichita State is going to turn it over.
That was really good defense by Stockman. Stockman left his man and moved over right here, you see, and no contact. A lot of times a big guy will come over and foul, but he forced Smith to go out of bounds. That's all you want. You don't need 10 minutes out of him. You just need a minute here, a minute there.
Wichita State howling for a traveling there.
I thought they should have got it. I thought they should have got one down here last possession.
Greg Marshall lived it. He thought for sure that was a walk. Coming up on the 1 minute mark here in the first half. King kicks and commits an offensive foul.
This would be the definition of a travel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
watch Marshall.
Now, referee's going to say bobbled it.
Still working him.
I don't blame him.
He's not alone.
No. No.
Shocker fans are up in arms.
He's got a lot of gold behind him saying bad words.
Smith bounces on the baseline, and that one's deflected by Louisville out of play with 52.4 to go.
Whatever you want to do is fine to get it done, but I have got to get Morris on the block. I've got to settle this down and play through Morris and let him go get fouled inside because shots aren't falling, and quite frankly, it's been difficult to get a good look against this amoeba-type zone/man-to-man of Louisville.
Another deflection. Wichita State last scored at the 6:35 mark. 6 for 25. So it has been cold here in this semifinal for the Shockers.
Here comes Fran Camp. They didn't get him. Levitz did a good job.
7 to shoot. McDuffie let it fly out of his fingertips. 3 to get off a shot. Downstairs, and that's the easy way for Morrison to slam.
You just need to do that however you do it. Now, that wasn't textbook, but that's where it needs to end up every possession, certainly in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Well, Louisville's going to have a sizable lead any way you cut it. Heading into the locker rooms here at Atlantis at halftime, leading 31-17. Mitchell gives it up for King. Jump shot not there, but another effort. Fouled up and in by Ray Spalding.
What a move.
Tough angle.
Yes. Right hand, left side, spinning off the baseline. Fantastic.
Well, the Cardinals wind up the first half on a 13-2 run, and they wind up with a 33-17 lead over Wichita State. Some impressive highlights for the Cardinals in the first 20 minutes. They have a big lead at the break as we send it to the studio. Chris Cotter and Kara Lawson. Back in Paradise Island. And our second half coming up in our second day semifinal between Louisville and Wichita State. The Ville off to the races in the first 20 minutes with a 33-17 lead. Not everything going the Shockers' way for sure, unlike yesterday. We'll see if they have a big comeback in them against the number 10 team in the country. Baylor already waiting as one half of the championship, the battle for Atlantis, rolling on as we take a look at the first half stats. Brought to you by the Paradise Island Tourism Development Association.
We told you three-point shooting, which Wichita State has done really well, isn't going so well, but the key has been the ball movement. Just talking to Bobby Valvano, the brother of the late Jim Valvano, who said, look, he does radio for Louisville. He said when they pass the ball, they're really good, and the passing has been outstanding. The extra man, whipping the ball around, not letting the ball die on the side has been the key to this game offensively for Louisville.
Louisville out rebounding Wichita State 24-16 in the first half, and the Shockers made only 27% of their shots. They open up the basketball in the second 20.
Well, they had Shaq Morris on the block, and they didn't go to him.
And a whistle immediately inside the first 20 seconds. A foul against the Louisville Cardinals, and that'll go against Mango Mathiang, who sat much of the first half and already has 3.
He's getting ready to sit again. Mahmoud's coming in, and this kid right here has been a difference maker in this game, playing defense, using verticality, his hands up, blocking shots, hit a couple shots. Tremendous effort.
Another whistle.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that foul will be on Dangadell, and that'll be number 3.
Mike Roberts made that call, and he's one of the great officials in the country. I think he's really good. You just got to be careful. He coached, he refereed in the MAC, and a lot of MAC guys, they let you play for the first half, and in the second half, take control. Let's not do that. Let's let these guys play because these guys are balling.
You got to be careful, though. You just complimented an official.
I think Mike's great. I give him chips every time he comes out on the court.
Brown is hit. Casino right next door. I know you don't partake.
Not those chips. I give him potato chips. Come on.
Johnson picks up his 3rd, so a flurry of fouls. Swing up top for Brown. Frankamp. Well, he lighted up in the second half. He's capable of doing that beyond the 3-point line. On the bounce feed, getting out of there is Morris. Shot clock down to 13. Brown, way downtown. He swishes it a triple. They need some of those.
They do. He's the first guy other than Frankamp that's made a 3 for Wichita State. That's huge. See the ball go in from the 3-point line.
E.J. King had some great moments in the first half. Nearly threw that one away. Mahmoud got it back, and now he's walking with it.
You know, we talk about the first 5 minutes of the second half. Well, the best way to get off to a good start is by drill a 3. Defense really got lazy there. That has been not the norm for this Louisville team. Spalding got out there very slow.
That's a little bit of a different look. The freshman Austin Reeves in immediately here in the second half for Wichita State.
Yeah, he started the half because I think, well, I know the reason is they want somebody that can shoot the ball, and Reeves, that's exactly what he could do. But you can't try to get back in the game with a 2-pass jump shot under pressure from a guy that's not a great shooter.
But Brown nearly saved it, but back over to the Cardinals on the attack. King, and a whistle at 18:14 to play. Adele, the leading scorer for the Cardinals. A foul to go against Shaquille Morris, his second on the 6'8" junior, and that'll put King at the line. His father, Vincent, played professional ball overseas for about 10 years. Freshman from Cleveland, Ohio, originally from North Carolina, but he moved to Akron and played at LeBron James' alma mater, St. Vincent St. Mary, before moving on to Virginia.
You know what I always thought was cool about LeBron James? I recruited his high school. When he was in high school, they had a couple of players, Romeo Travis and Drew Joyce Jr. And everybody you talked to at that high school when LeBron was there always talked about what a great kid he was. And for people that remember, LeBron James was a guy that was so highly touted out of high school, even going into high school, maybe bigger than anybody ever, but he always maintained a great relationship with everybody at that high school, and I always think that's so cool of James.
I've heard that from a lot of the folks who cover the NBA at ESPN. Same thing. It's a pleasure to be around.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got when all things are going chaotic, get it to a big guy named Shaq in the post. Things in basketball that works out pretty well.
It seems to. He has half a dozen, 34-22, but they need to make a run. Can they do that against this Cardinal team, which is very sharp? Certainly were in the first half. Jump shot will clang away from King. Here comes Fran Cam now. Wichita State unbeaten 5-0 coming in and shooting the ball very well until today. Morris on the attack, and he hits it.
First off, I don't understand how that wasn't a foul. Second, when you make your best jump around the rim, the ball goes in.
Timeout. And a 10-point game.
Shaq Morris is where you got to go. They moved him against his own. Look, he gets banged, but he keeps his chin on the rim and finishes. Call a foul.
You do. Get ready for a blockbuster. Tuesday.
One of our big blockbusters coming up on ESPN, part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Here it's Louisville taking on Wichita State, and the Shockers have cut a 16-point halftime lead down to 10. And a foul here and a 3-point shooting effort by Mitchell as he gets hit with 17:06 to go. That'll be the first one on Zach Brown, and that'll send him to the line for 3 for Mitchell. So Donovan Mitchell, a sophomore from Greenwich, Connecticut, scored 15 points yesterday in their overtime, went all in the second half. And of course, it is now time for another hoop scoop. You may need medical attention.
I think I already do.
Mitchell, his father Donovan Sr., played minor league baseball. How you feeling about the hoop scoops? You liking them?
I'm liking them.
Do they add for you?
They do. How about you?
I like them a lot. It's a little bit of a detail, that maybe the average fan doesn't know. Plus, we get to see just how goofy you are.
The Twitter loves the hoop scoop.
Hashtag hoop scoop.
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask us a question. Let's make this game interactive. Send us your basketball question at hashtag hoop scoop.
Or your answers.
Like yesterday, we asked, name a skinny Shaquille. And we
actually got a few.
We did.
I didn't think there were any.
No, I didn't either. Throw it into this Shaquille right here.
Morris takes the baseline, blocked away by Mahmoud, who's had a couple of them.
Mahmoud's done really well.
Defensively, he's been shutting him down. And Duffy, what a tough shot in heavy traffic. Makes that. He'll be at the line.
Man, McDuffie just put his head down, split the defense with a little double pump. How you doing? Watch this here. Mahmoud comes over, Splits the defense. Chin's on the rim. He's still watching the ball. Kids, watch his chin. Don't watch anything else. Watch his chin. See the chin goes up. There you see. Telling you, don't drop your head. Don't use your eyes. Use your chin. Chin on the rim makes you strong and play through contact, not eyes.
3-point play for McDuffie. Spalding just picked up his second foul for the Cardinals. So now Wichita State beginning to cut in.
I look for two things. Wichita State offensively. One was what you just saw right there, McDuffie. I think he is a key, and Shamet has to get going here. Number
King
11.
Fouled underneath, and Shamet commits that personal. So on Shamet, his third. Something to watch there for the freshman from Kansas City, who had 16 against LSU yesterday.
Decision has been made. Greg Marshall's going to go with Reeves. Shamet had 2 fouls in the first half, and a lot of times Greg Marshall will sit a guy to start the second half. But quite frankly, in this game, Reeves has been the better player. Shamet has not been very involved. He's too good. He's going to have an impact on this game, this kid right here, before this thing is over.
King, who's been averaging about 15 minutes a game, makes that and bolsters the lead for the Ville up to 38-27. Brown will bring it across. He's a 3-point threat. Wichita State has been trailing most of the day. Morris on the spin. His jumper.
Look at Reeves. Man.
Snyder in the corner for King, and now inside. Mahmoud tiptoeing that line. Here's Snyder around and out. They'll get another crack at it. Louisville doing a great job keeping it alive. That pass finds Spalding somehow, and he converts.
That's just bad luck for Wichita State, because the pass was thrown, kind of a no-look pass into traffic. Just bounced into the wrong guy for Wichita State, right guy for Louisville.
Here come the Cardinals again. Mitchell, difficult angle, and a foul. It's going to go the other way. Foul against the Cardinals, but they lead it 40-27, so the Shockers made a run to get within double figures. The battle for Atlantis continues. The winner of this one out of the championship game against Baylor tomorrow. It'll be at 3:30 on ESPN. Baylor is already in it.
They're high-fiving because they've been on our text. Dan, how many daiquiris do you have before the broadcast? Hashtag Hoop Scoop. I prefer whiskey straight before a good broadcast, but you know, being in Atlantis, we are on vacation.
We're in daiquiri land, yes. Enjoy
Keep
yourself.
coming.
Preferably after the broadcast.
Oh, wow.
Over the top. Tough opportunity for Brown, and knocked out of his hands.
Now that's bad business out of a timeout. That was about a 10% play. From as far as that pass was thrown to a guy that's, you know, good leaper, good athlete, all that kind of stuff, but not very long for a lob.
Mitchell steps back. Mahmoud will hand off. King back to Snyder. They find the open shooter. Mitchell can't find the range, but once again, the Cardinals keep it alive.
Well, he's been as valuable a guy as there's been today, Mahmoud. Maybe the most valuable Cardinal today, because he's come in and solidified a position. Not only solidified it, but excelled at it.
King's jumper. And a foul underneath. And we'll go against Wichita State. And again, it's Mahmoud in the action.
You know what he did, Obi? He played a little pick and roll basketball, and he didn't stop for the pick and pop. He rolled and continued on under the rim for an offensive rebound, got better position than the Wichita State kid.
Kelly, who shoved him. He commits the foul. Brown will step out. And Morris, Shaquille Morris, back in for the Shockers. Mitchell. Snyder's the open man. Got it. Three-pointer.
Beautiful basketball. Beautiful by Mitchell. Had a chance to take a shot. Pretty good shot. But he got a better shot. 2 times in a row. Fantastic basketball by the Louisville Cardinals.
Well, they've been a very unselfish team today.
Yeah, and Bobby Valvano told us at the halftime with our boss, the great David Seisler. He said, look, when they share the basketball, this is a very, very good team. When they don't, it's a very average team. They're sharing today.
And up 43-27. So a danger zone for the Shockers. Frankamp had to fire it up there, a wild one, but that shot clock was winding down.
And I don't think anybody recognized him until Frankamp got the ball late and just threw one up.
Certainly turning the Cardinal way right now. They're in command. King tried to slither the pass and picked off. Here's Reeves. Yes, a 3.
Boy, what a classy freshman. Stop, gather, pop. Kid with 1 scholarship offer early in his career, able to do that big time.
He averaged 33 points a game in high school. Pretty good shooter.
Yeah, how does a guy that strokes it like that and has a tough mentality like he does only get 1 scholarship offer? A lot of assistants going to get fired.
Mitchell back for King. That's too strong. And right back to the Shockers. Are they going to make a run?
Well, I think if they're going to make a run, it's going to happen right here in the next 3 minutes because it seems to be they're playing harder. There you go.
Connor Frankamp, and that leads to a timeout by Rick Pitino. I think he senses it too. It's back to it in 10.
You could feel it not only in the fact that they made a shot, but you can feel it in the vibe of Wichita State and the energy that they have. Sometimes, you know, you had a bad possession, you come back, Reeves in transition, knocks it in. Watch him get his feet set. Used to be you ran for layups, now you run for threes, and when you can shoot it like that, you start running back when the ball's halfway in the air. And Frankamp, you just cannot relax. You absolutely cannot relax, and I promise you, right now, Rick Pitino is unloading on Quentin Snyder because he just relaxed.
Well, the Shockers trying to make a run, 43-33, and very capable of making that run with a barrage of 3-pointers, and you know it.
Yeah, it's not only. They made 15 threes in their last home game against Maryland Eastern Shore. They made 9 threes in their previous game here. We got a kid dabbing behind us, which I absolutely love. So this team is capable. Now he's spastic. He's lost his mind.
No.
But
this is all about the cotton candy right here. Yeah. It's too much cotton candy.
But that's what you're supposed to do when you're a kid on the island, man.
Yes.
You're supposed to have a great time. Good for him. But
he was outside my room at 6 a.m. 43-33 Louisville. And trying to stop any charge. Adele straight on, barely nicking the iron there.
Yeah. The other thing about the reason they can come back is because they can lock you up for 5-10 minutes. Wichita State plays hard enough, solid enough defensively.
No doubt. And it's going to be a blocking foul, and dang, Adele very upset over that because that's number 4.
He just came into the game, took a shot that was kind of quick, and then he got a mediocre call right here. Yeah, that's a foul. You move up into a guy, that's a foul, whether you like it or not. Whether you're a Louisville fan or Wichita State fan, that's a foul.
So Adele, who averages 11 points per game, out.
Oh, man.
Here's Smith left open. There's another triple.
Water finds its level. They couldn't make anything early other than Frankamp. Nobody had made one, and now everybody's making them.
Boy, it's a game again. Wichita State on a 9-0 run. And right back in this semifinal, 43-36. Mitchell gives up the dribble. Spalding dumping the pass down, a shove and a foul. So that'll send Mathiang to the line with 11:55 to go.
Well, this is a Cardinal sin. You just can't give up anything easy under the bucket. You walk through this into hotel, you practice it. Smith wide open. Wichita State back in it.
Wichita State on the attack, and they're doing it beyond the three-point line, Dan.
Yeah, and this is what happens. They got cold, and all of a sudden they've started moving harder, cutting sharper, setting better screens, and just playing like Greg Marshall has taught them to play, and the crazy glasses crowd loves it.
Connor Frankamp with 9 points. They're getting good contributions off the bench. It's a very deep team. And now on a 9-0 run. In the last minute and a half, Frankamp will be on the bench for the moment.
Here's what you have for Louisville. You know, how do you stop the run? You stop the run with good defense. You stop the run by Mitchell, and I believe Snyder have to be involved in shooting the basketball if it's going to be shot from outside. VJ King did not look good on his last shot, or you throw it inside.
It'll be Mathiang at the line. Mathiang was shoved by Willis right before the commercial break. Louisville delighted to have the big guy back. He was having a fine junior year until he broke his foot last December, never to return. 6'10" senior from Australia. And hits that one. So some people in some foul trouble. Look at the foul shots. Louisville 11 out of 17. Wichita State's only attempted 8. Corner jumper here by Shaman. That won't drop. Kept alive by Willis. Underneath McDuffie, spins it up there. Can't make it, but he takes the hit.
Boy, that was really good by Willis. When Willis stays within what he can do, hustle, finish around the rim, good things happen, and he was able to get the ball to McDuffie.
And guess what? We've seen this before. Mathiang with his 4th. He's got to come out. And Mahmoud, the backup center, is going to have to come in.
Well, that kid right there has been really good. I mean, it's not for this particular game. There has been no drop-off.
McDuffie makes the first, so one big out, another on. As you look at the foul difficulty, Adele just picked up his 4th moments ago. Mathiang now to the bench with 4. Johnson and Spalding with 3.
You know, I expect down the stretch here, 11:43 to go. I expect Mitchell to make some shots. He's had some really good looks, and he shot the ball well. He's been back iron a few times. Somebody better get in the middle here. This is a problem.
Snyder trying to get it across and does. Donovan Mitchell, too strong.
Can't get it down. He looks good doing it.
It's come on. His hands in great shape.
Really good. Just hasn't been able to neck one in.
Tipped out of play by the leaping Mahmoud with 11:23 left.
I believe Mitchell. I think he's really good. I think he's a really good scorer with a great mentality. I think if he'll keep shooting, I think he'll make a couple. I don't think he's going to. The way, as you said, Obi, the way it's coming out of his hands, really good looking.
McDuffie trying to get closer. Aaron pass. And a tie up here. And a possession error will take it the other way. So Louisville will have the basketball, leading 44-38. Mahmoud brings it across, back to guard Snyder. Coming off 18 points last night, and they needed all of them to go overtime and win against Old Dominion, who nearly picked them off. Mitchell. Mitchell will fire it up there. Got an outstanding look. No one near him. Morris kept it alive.
That's the first one that he just shot dead short, but I'm telling you, he's going to have to make a shot.
Well, they have been lauding his shooting improvement with a lot of hard work, but not paying off yet today.
Nope.
Willis on the drive. Mahmoud again. He stopped him, and it's Louisville ball.
Mahmoud is in the right position. We said it earlier. Get to help side early. Mahmoud has moved over already, and there he is. You didn't see him until late, but if you're late, you're going to foul. If you're early, you're going to block the shot, and Mahmoud has done that 3 different times tonight.
Been outstanding on the defensive end. Has a total of 4 blocks and 5 points. Mitchell again. McDuffie coming out to guard him. Shot clock now at 12. Snyder lifts. King with the rebound. Many second efforts today. The offensive glass has really been dominated for long stretches by Louisville. Snyder trying to penetrate and kick. Mitchell again. This time closer, and he'll drop it in.
Yeah, great move by Mitchell. And again, player development. Jump stop in the lane as opposed to the 1-2 travel. Mitchell executed perfectly.
Look at those second chance points. Louisville 14-8 on the Shockers. Here's the jump shot by McDuffie. Rebound came right back to Morris. He got a little fortunate.
Boy, Mahmoud went after it. Quentin Snyder from the other direction. Tapped right into the hands of Shaq Morris.
Had a 6-point game. So the Shockers will not go away. They were down 13 at halftime. Here's King. He can't stick it. The Shockers want to run. McDuffie. Oh, what a tough angle. Spinning down his backside. No whistle on the play.
Call a lot of touch fouls. You got to protect the guy with the ball, but I'm all for not calling a foul ever, but that one looked like a foul. I just don't get it. We call these little taps, and the guy's got the ball, and he gets the heck knocked out of him, and no call.
King backs away, 8 to shoot. Here's Snyder. Snyder with a jumper from 17, swishes it in.
Well, you might as well go ahead and double up on Snyder, double up on Mitchell, because really they're the only two guys, other than a rebound, maybe, that can go get a bucket.
Morris slow to get up after contact in the lane. Deng Adele comes back on now for the Cardinals.
I think it's a good move. I think Adele is a guy that needs to be in this game.
David Levitch, the veteran walk-on, who actually sees some serious minutes, is coming in again for Rick Pitino.
Obie, I didn't realize this, but Levitch is a world-class horse handicapper, which makes him my favorite player, not named Dockich, in college basketball.
Your favorite guy to hang out with.
He'd be a blast.
Yeah, we heard that. He really knows his stuff. He's in the right part of the country.
Yeah, that's
Brown put that shoulder down, and a foul on the play with 8:05 to go. And Louisville leading 48-40. The pace has slowed down. Mitchell with his first foul. And tonight on ESPN, after LSU Texas A&M, join Kenny Mayne and Nicole Briscoe for SportsCenter at night. It's a feast of highlights for your viewing appetite. NFL, NHL, college hoops. SportsCenter at night after college football. Zach Brown to the line, 71% foul shooter coming in. But a misfire there.
I love the way Rick Pitino and Greg Marshall coach. Levitch was in for like 20 seconds. He gave up a side drive, which forced help and a foul on Mitchell, and Pitino was just smoking him on the sideline.
Snyder with another two-pointer.
You got to double him, Obi. You cannot let him go. He's the only guy that feels confident shooting the basketball right now for Louisville. You cannot let him beat you.
He does look very confident lately. He's now 5 for 14 with 12. Brown to his right. It's not there, and Spalding with a rebound.
Big-time rebound.
So once again, Louisville getting a little bit of a cushion with 7:20 to go. Mahmoud. Spalding on the low block, spins to his right, and too strong.
I'm telling you, nobody can make a shot right now for Louisville. Now, maybe Adele can because he just came back in. He's a shot maker, but you cannot let Snyder beat you.
See if the Shockers go back to triples. That got them back in the game. Kelly. Quick step. Slithering through and blocked out of the sky by Spalding. Entry pass. And in for 2+1. Nerzier drawing the foul and a big shot for the Shockers.
Man. Telling you, you go up with your best jump. Watch Nerzier here. Bad defense, but he makes his best jump. And when you make your best jump at the rim, you don't fall. You jump. You gather, jump. You play through contact. Big three-point play. We got a ball game, folks.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Atlantis Paradise Island, Bahamas. Discover what's lost. GoDaddy. Get your free trial of GoDaddy website builder at GoDaddy.com. And Fruit of the Loom.
Opening tip. You know he's going to be here. In fact, he's not going to bed.
Cotton candy's killing parents on this trip.
Always get you. Nerzier at the line for a three-point play. The 6'10 junior. He connects, and that tightens it up. A 7-point lead.
Nerzier's been very effective. Hit a couple threes yesterday. Big three-point play right there. We've got a ball game here.
Got a press and a timeout by Adele. Or is that 5 seconds? Yeah, he wanted a timeout, but it's a 5-second violation. So close, hard-fought defense by the Shockers, and that pays off. So a turnover by the Cardinals. Now the turnovers are even at 11. And Reeves, the freshman, gets some big minutes here.
Yeah, he is, and deservedly so. He's done more than just shoot the basketball. He's been influenced. Defensively, offensively, he's moved the ball well. He can make this.
Now he's open. Can't drill it. Rebound comes back to Snyder in the corner.
Obi, I'm not letting Snyder. I don't care. If he comes off a ball screen, we're going to double him and get it out of his hands. There's back top.
Adele with the scoop and a foul. He'll be at the line shooting 2.
That's what you can't do. You can't give up easy stuff because, let's face it, maybe there are other games where Louisville's going to make shots, but you can't give this kind of stuff up at the basket. You have to stay between your man and the basket like you were taught in like 5th grade, because Louisville hasn't made shots other than Snyder. But they're going to make these, and they're going to get to the rim if you allow them to.
Adele's an excellent foul shooter. Nerzier picking up the personal. And back on for Wichita State, number 24, Shaquille Morris. And Kelly heads to the bench. Louisville only 5 for 19 shooting in the second half. 1 for 11 from three-point land. Yet they still have the lead.
Yeah, they're hanging on here. It hasn't been great offense, obviously, by Wichita State. But again, I'm Wichita State. I'm looking at Shaq Morris on the block or Shamet going to the rim, creating something. Shamet.
Back for Shamet. Trying to get past Adele, and that's going to be an offensive foul. No basket. So on the charge, and that'll be Shamet's 4th today.
Man, great move. It's what we thought was going to happen. And watch Mathiang come over. Gets outside the lane, which is beautiful. That's hustling to help. Watch. He's outside the lane. He hustled to a spot. There was no discussion on the arc. Watch. He's sprinting over. He's not walking over. He wants to help his teammate. That's a great play by the veteran Mathiang.
Shamet hit his face on the hardwood. Really got popped in the chin. That may have drawn some blood. 5:42 to go. That's up around the cheekbone. Mitchell denied in the lane. And traveling. Shamet hitting the floor. Take a listen. Took a pretty good pop.
Yeah, he did. Tell you what, he showed he could take a punch. Hit the jaw.
Frank Camp. Oh, that's spun out. That was inside the cylinder. He was unlucky. 5:15 to go.
Oh, this looked dead in all the way, and this is way deep. On the walks, thought he had it.
52 to 43. McDuffie trying to get the Shockers a little bit closer. Nothing but air. Snyder needing help. Here's Adele. Back for Snyder. Firing. On the weak side, rebound hauled in by Spalding. Yet another offensive rebound for the Cardinals. Mathiang, no. On the bounce, Brown, right to the lane for 2. 52 to 45. Here come the Shockers again. Showing some life offensively. Brown has 7. Adele looking for someone to come closer, and that'll be Snyder, the junior from Louisville. The kick, Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, that one he got, that three-pointer.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. It slid in the side. It didn't want to go in, Obi, but it went in. You knew the kid who has been struggling all day, but looking confident and looking with a good stroke was eventually going to make one. And now if he gets another one, probably make it too.
Well, the coaches for Louisville really challenged him to work on that part of his offensive game. They want to see him take those shots.
Yes, and you know, nobody got nervous when he was missing. They knew it looked good.
Brown misses a shove underneath. McDuffie got hit. 3:39 to go. The foul against the Cardinals here, and they lead at 55-45.
Everybody's rooting for this kid because he's just that kind of guy, and been shooting into some bad luck, and we're shooting arrows, we're cheering. Life is good for the Cards.
Chris, thank you very much. Back at the Battle for Atlantis semifinal, number 2 today. And Louisville with a 55-45 lead. Wichita State at the line. This is Marcus McDuffie, the sophomore out of Patterson, New Jersey. And he makes it a 9-point game. McDuffie, the Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Year last year. And he came in averaging about 12 points, 5 rebounds a game. Greg Marshall will bring on another substitute, Rashard Kelly, who's been in some foul trouble. McDuffie at 74% at the line. Misses the second. So 55-46. Louisville with the lead and the basketball. Snyder starts it out around midcourt. Shot clock at 9. Mitchell just hit 1-3. Give him another one.
That was the toughest one he's had all day, Obi. Guy in his face, catching, looking around, lift up, knock it in. You just knew he was going to hit a couple.
So now it gets straight uphill for the Shockers. Under 3 minutes to go, and they're down by a dozen.
Well, you need stuff going to the rim. You just got to go to the rim.
Shemet does exactly that. Blocked by Spalding. Right to Frankamp. Here's a three-pointer from way downtown. That won't drop, but Shemet on the hustle. We'll get another crack at it. Morris spins to his left. That won't drop. Big battle for the rebound. He goes down on a foul.
Well, you're sitting there, you're Rick Pitino. You're like, one rebound. Just one rebound, but the hustle, the determination by Wichita State, that's not going anywhere.
A lot of time went off the clock with no result. But now it's McDuffie at the line after he was fouled by Snyder. 2:34 left. And he hits the first. Brown coming back on. And Shemet will go to the bench for Greg Marshall, who has guided the Shockers to 4 of the last 5 Missouri Valley Conference titles in the regular season, with at least 25 wins every year the last 7 seasons.
This is one of the great programs in college basketball. I mean, undefeated season a couple years ago, Final Four. I mean, they were really good in the 80s with Gene Smithson. Seemed like they were not terminally, but eternally on probation back in those days. Antoine Carr, Aubrey Sherrod, Greg Dreiling, Cliff Livingston. Those guys were fantastic. And then they went through Xavier McDaniel, who led the NCAA in scoring and rebounding in the same year. But whatever they had done in the past has been elevated by Greg Marshall and his staff. And he has an outstanding staff. Greg Heyer on that staff, former JUCO coach, really good.
Snyder to the line. First foul shot today, and he hits it. Fouled by McDuffie moments ago. Rick Pitino, right now 4th all-time in victories over a 32-year career. Trailing Jim Boeheim, the all-time list at the moment. Snyder makes the pair. So back up to a 12-point lead for the Cardinals.
Yeah, again, they don't need to force anything crazy, and that's a tendency here. You've got to go to the basket or go in the post, drive and dish, look to get fouled. Just put points on the board, but do not panic.
Shemet's pull-up shot, foul. He got hit. He'll be at the line for 2 as Adele got him. He's upset there, but that's going to be number 5 on him, and he's gone. So 2:20 left as Adele fouls out with 11.
Obi, there's a rule in basketball. Do not foul the jump shooter, and it was violated. It was. I mean, you cannot do that. You put good pressure. Adele's a long kid. Obviously, with 4 fouls, that exasperates the point. But you just pressure the shooter, and you live with the results. But you do not foul the jump shooter.
60-48. The Cardinals trying to play their way into the championship game here in the battle for Atlantis tomorrow afternoon. Baylor awaits the winner.
Obi, let me ask you. We're looking out there, and there's Mahmoud. You've got Quinn Snyder. You've got Mitchell with a couple threes. Who would be your player of the game for Louisville?
Honestly, I think the things that Mahmoud has done in coming in from Mathiang. I mean, he's the backup center. Mathiang got an immediate foul trouble. Blocking 4 shots, playing the defense he has played. I thought he changed the game.
I totally agree. The game could have gone a different direction had they not gotten the production out of him. I'm totally agreeing with you. I think he's the player of the game for the league.
Trying to lead them to the championship. Look at this, 6 block shots today, a career high.
And he's done it a variety of ways. Now this game isn't over because these guys will not quit.
Smith gave up the dribble. Willis going up against Mahmoud there, and that time makes the shot.
Tough finish, tough kid.
Under 2 minutes in this semifinal.
I don't think you need to foul. You just play great defense, but you cannot let a guy get past you to the rim. You have to make guys shoot over you here.
Mitchell steps back, fires. Off target there. Rebound kept alive by Spalding, who's really done a nice job off their bench.
And you got a rebound, but they didn't rebound. Now you're going to have to foul.
Time running out on Greg Marshall and Wichita State, trailing 60-52. Low-scoring game in this semi. Snyder nearly lost it. Bounce feed, King, and knocked out of play and a foul. With 1:21 left. That one went against Darrell Willis, and that's number 4 on the Shockers forward to put King at the line. Freshman from Cleveland. Highly decorated high school star in Virginia, where he was a McDonald's All-American, and that state's Gatorade Player of the Year his senior year of high school. Frankamp coming back on, along with Shamet for the Shockers, and they need shooters. King, the rookie, averaging about 10 points a game. He has contributed.
Yeah, he's been a difference as well. He did not play well, or did not play much yesterday in a battle with Old Dominion, but here he's really provided a spark as Adele was in foul trouble. He needed somebody, and King gave it to him.
Louisville's been making their free throws, 17 out of 23. McDuffie. Morris. Time starting to run out on Wichita State. Shamet launches. Snyder picks the rebound. And now the Cardinal faithful are beginning to celebrate here at Atlantis.
Based on the signal Greg Marshall gave, he's not going to foul him unless it comes through the play.
Snyder directing traffic, 10 on the shot clock. King, airborne, blocked. Clean play there by Willis. Was all ball. Here's Frankamp. 27 seconds to go. Frankamp can't shoot it. Morris will. Rebound tipped into the corner. Another battle for that. 62-52. Louisville's going to win this game and move on to the championship against Baylor tomorrow afternoon. Hard fought. And they held off the Shockers in the second half to put this game away. And that's the final score. Louisville 62 and Wichita State 52. And our championship is set. It'll be the Louisville Cardinals taking on the Baylor Bears. 2 teams in the top 20 to go toe-to-toe for the title. The Cardinals now at 5-0. Wichita State losing for the first time this season. So we certainly hope you'll be joining us on Friday afternoon on ESPN at 3:30 for the championship of the battle for Atlantis here on Paradise Island. The Cardinals win this one 62-52, the final score. For my partner Dan Dockich, I'm Dave O'Brien. Join us for College Basketball Live Scoreboard, which is coming up next with Chris Cotter and Kara Lawson.